Hey guys, Lissandro here, and I guess I have got in the habit of making blog videos. I kind of like doing this like every day or almost every other day, and the fact that I'm getting paid to do this stuff is interesting. But anyway, let's just cut to the chase. One thing before anything, before I jump to the main topic, I want to say that I like doing this because it's a lot easier way to express what's on your mind, certain concepts of a variety of different things and all. And it's a lot easier than writing a huge essay that you're gonna put on a post that is gonna take up most of your time, rather than a video that you're gonna is the only time it's gonna take is how long you're gonna take to talk about it and everything, and also the advantage of pretty much expressing yourself on video is that word emotions or a certain expression, certain emphasis and tones don't exactly transcribe that well on text. You can't tell you can't always tell exactly what how or what the person is exactly trying to express or anything. Which is essentially one of my favorite ways of communicating, which is through voice, video, or so. But anyway, getting to the point, what I'm gonna talk about is pretty much media in general. The thing about media in general is that in today's time, it has become mostly about self-expression. And the thing about self-expression is that if you if you say something, or kind of like a lot of people like to put it, if you put something on the table, then anyone can call you on it for anyone can call you on whatever you put on the table, which basically means that if you post something out on the internet in public, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or any social media, um, since you just as you have the free expression to express whatever you like within certain guidelines and all, of course, um, your other people also have the same liberty to pretty much like call you out on whatever you're saying and all. Like for example, one topic that a lot of people seem to talk about when it comes to controversial deals and everything is political correctness. Now, the thing about political correctness is that it's something that, to start off, it's something I don't agree with at all, completely. I do agree in some extent that you have to have some some censorship up to an extent because of children, uh, or at least some restrictions in regard to in regard to children, younger audience, you know. But things get kind of out of hand when people start emphasizing more on censorship, trying to censor things. If you go back in the '90s, you probably could get away with some expressions, or even back in the '80s, you probably could get away with certain expressions that probably today you'll probably get called on it because it's quote unquote offensive, or people find it distasteful or disagree with you. And the ironic thing about it is that not everyone will be civil uh, when when it comes to debates, arguments, or simple disagreements. There's actual people, and and not long ago I saw video that this about this person that was pretty much attacking another one simply because that they disagree with him. Personally, I just find it kind of fucking stupid to just aggressively attack another person simply because you disagree with them. It all depends on what's being said, of course. Um, for example, if let's say, for instance, that let me see. Let's say, for instance, that and I'm not gonna quote my position when it comes to this, but let's say that, for example, that I agree with raising minimum wage and all. Let's say for example purposes, I say something like that out there. Okay, and for the moment it's fine and everything, as long as nobody sees it. Um, Once it gets out into the public, and people start seeing it, you might get some people that agree with you, strongly agree with you. You might get others that mildly agree with you, others that in part agree with you, others that slightly disagree, but they're very subtle about it, very calm about it. Uh, they won't argue that much. But then when you get to the point where you start reaching these other people that strongly disagree with you, and then there's these other people that are very aggressive towards it. Not to mention ad hominem attacks, and that's another thing. That's a very common logical fallacy. Ad hominems, and it usually happens within debates and all. And I can understand why people resort to ad hominems. It's the compulsion and the urge to pretty much pretty much insult and discourage the other person because of what you don't believe or disagree, whatever you disagree with the other person. It's understandable. Is it a common response to strong disagreement? Yeah, of course. Is it a rational one? No, it's not, because it's something that is just pretty much pointless. It's understandable, but it's just pointless because if you, let's say you strongly disagree with a person, at the end of the day, regardless of what you say or regardless of what the other person says, even if you beat the shit out of them, um, even if you do that to the person you disagree with, at the end of the day, they're still gonna believe whatever they want, and you're still gonna believe whatever you want. So in reality, nothing was gained. It's very different from when you actually debate or discuss something um, in a more civil manner, because um, there are situations where misconceptions are cleared, and even though like I said in one of my previous videos, even though you were proven wrong, you're satisfied with the answer because you actually learned something. And a lot of the times, even though I hate being proven wrong, and I guess nobody likes to be proven wrong. Even though I hate being proved wrong, a lot of the times it's better to be proven wrong and actually learn something rather than be stubborn about your point of view and just stay with whatever you believe. And, and like I mentioned before, a lot of the problems sometimes arises when people people debate their own personal opinions based on experiences when it comes to certain things, like debating certain objective concepts, like if there were subjectives or vice versa. That is always a big problem. It always is, and it's part of the reason why there are a lot of heated discussions. So what I want to make a point on is this: it's what I'm focusing on is free expression, and I want to ask you this: is free expression worth it? Is the freedom to say whatever you want, whatever the hell you want, worth it? Even like everything good, like everything. Well, I don't want to say good because right and wrong are subjective concepts, just like good and evil, right and wrong are subjective concepts. But anyway, um, is free expression actually worth it? Because um, even though you have the freedom to say whatever you want, it also with it comes other repercussions. It comes with other problems, like everything else, everything that's new. It comes with its negative part, and the negative part is you get a bunch of these idiots um, just saying a bunch of stupid shit, saying a bunch of deranged shit. You can consider trolls. If you look on the internet, where there's any social media, Facebook, Twitter, uh, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and even in gaming communities, Minecraft, Call of Duty, there's all this shit going on. There's always uh, there's always idiots everywhere. They're they're all over the place, and because the fact that people can just say whatever you want, then there's nothing to control that little problem. Of course, um, I'm not going as far as like saying that trolling is wrong and you should completely you should completely make it illegal, or at least in some part like they did in the UK. But the thing is this: um, who does there's people that troll just for the fun of it. They just like the laughs and other crazy shit. It's kind of like it's another way of fun, kind of like when they people make pranks, phone prank calls or anything of the sort. That it's basically that they're with everything good or everything considered good. There's always a negative aspect, but sometimes those negative aspects also bring other good things. But but let's move on to another point. Another point, like for example, like these social justice warriors. You get all these social justice warriors everywhere, like ranting all sorts of different things and everything. There's different points of view, be it political, philosophical, or so on. You get all these people, and there's a lot of times when whatever they're trying to express, a lot of the times it brings a negative repercussion because sometimes there 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 are there are people that are pretty much willing to go the extra mile just to express whatever they like, just to prove their point. And in the process, they don't measure what they're doing or what their consequences are, and and in the process, a lot of people get affected in a negative aspect. Another thing is that I want to ask the general audience, I guess, is what what existed in the '90s, or that is not in current today's time, or what existed or lacked of that, in contrast in today's time, changed, that pretty much has made a huge change when it comes to freedom and expression. While back then you were able to say a variety of different stuff, um, in today's time you can't say anything you like. You actually have to measure whatever you say out of fear of getting reprimanded. Another example, if you look at the political campaign, uh, there there's a lot of emphasis and focus on the words that are being said by the candidates and all. And I see either party side gets scrutinized for whatever is being said. But when did people start scrutinizing the expression of other people? Um, I don't remember people scrutinizing each other over what is being said, what is being expressed, or anything. And it has affected a lot of stuff. Social media, um, a lot of um, a lot of movies, TV programming, even cartoons are affected by this. That, of course, considering the Saturday morning cartoons have gone extinct. But when did this all happen? Or is it simply that the internet has made it um, more noticeable, that we didn't notice it before? Is it the fact that it was always there, or what was it? But I'll leave you with this question. For now, that'll be all. And so anyway, um, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.